land of work and joy in unity, victors in the struggle for the right. We've won freedom's fight, all one, strong and free.
24th October 1964. Does that ring a bell? Zambia. Oh yes, Zambia became independent. We were free at last. But what really were we free from? Is it the violence, communism, slavery, or fascism? Our memories are so short, for we have forgotten what this country has already done. For what free men and women can achieve when imagination is joined to a common purpose and a necessity to courage. It was a slogan written down in the unifying documents that determined the destiny of this nation. One Zambia and one nation. It was whispered by words composed by a clergyman, which became a source of our confidence. A king who saw Zambia greater than all the differences of birth or wealth or tribe. A president who bridged the meaning of those words with the realities of our time. Tiende pamozi na mutima umozi. A leader who further represented our greatest hope by declaring us a Christian nation.
I further declare that Zambia is a Christian nation.
A man who broke the chains of persecution so that our oath and pledge made to the flag and waves above that fills our heart with pride would be more eloquent and concise. In the face of our hardships, let us remember those timeless words. We shouldn't give up, and I repeat, we shouldn't give up for the expediency's sake.
Seared in the flames of the withering injustice, they taught us that we are not divided as politics. And individual callousness suggests that we are one Zambia, one nation. And together as a nation, we continue our journey with 3 words that ring from city to city, town to town: be the change. We are one people, saying no tribalism. There is only one Zambia, one nation. You and I, as citizens, have the power to set this country's course. Now more than ever, we must do these things together as one nation and one people. Honesty, hard work, courage, and fair play, loyalty and patriotism. We believe in this country's sacred promise. We have defaulted on this promissory note, to which every Zambian was to adhere.
Our journey has never been for the lucky. Neither has it been for those that prefer leisure over work, hate over love. Rather, it has been for the likes like our freedom fighters who embody the spirit of service and sacrifice, a willingness to find a meaning in something greater than themselves. It is this spirit that should inhabit us all. Left battered by the storms of persecution that can scarcely be imagined. For us, they fought and died in detention during interrogations, worked and struggled till their hands were raw so that you and I might live a better life. For us, they were stripped of their rights so that today you and I can say we have unalienable rights. Imagine what we can achieve if we put our hands on the arc of history and bend it towards the hope of a better day.
Africa is our own motherland, fashioned with and blessed by God's good hand. Let us all people join as one, brothers under the sun, all one, strong and free.
We can acknowledge that different ideas will always be with us and still strive for dialogue. As doctors, we can consider demonstrations, but they should never be our first option. But dialogue and unity of purpose over conflict and discord. We can admit the intractability of deprivation, yet still strive for dialogue. Clear-eyed, we can understand that there will always be hard times, but still strive for peace. We can do that, for that is the story of human progress, and that is the hope of our freedom fighters. And at this moment of challenge, that should be our work, and Zambia should be our work.
The challenges we face are real. They are serious, and they are many. Whether it be poverty, unemployment, injustice, the challenges we face today are not just social or economic challenges in search of a bright solution. They are moral problems rooted in societal indifference, in the imperfection of man, the cruelty of man towards man. We have to reach in ourselves. As in the words of Scripture, we need to lay aside foolish things so that the noble ideal of democracy is passed on from one generation to the next generation.
What is required of us now is a new era of responsibility, a recognition on the part of every Zambian that we have duties to ourselves, duties that we gradually accept, but rather seize gladly, firm in the knowledge that there's nothing so satisfying to the spirit of service and sacrifice, so defining to our character than giving our all a difficult task. This is the price and promise of citizenship.
One land and one nation is our cry. Dignity and peace meet Zambia's sky. Like a noble eagle in its flight, Zambia prays to be all one, strong and free.
This is my Zambia, your Zambia, our Zambia. So let us change for the better and make Zambia a better place for you and me. Be that change.
Now is the time to make real the meaning of democracy and freedom. Now is the time to make the benefits of a free society a reality for all God's children. As a great nation, we must empower our citizens with the skills they need to work harder, learn more, and reach higher. We must reduce the cost of health care and the size of our deficits. Doctors, do not seek to satisfy your thirst for power by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. We must conduct everything in dignity and discipline. We can never be satisfied as long as the citizens are victims of the unspeakable horrors of misdiagnosing patients. Vashinganga, nurses, radiographers, everyone, be that change for justice and equality, not only for ourselves, but for all posterity. Be that change.
Let it be said by our children, that we refuse to let this journey end, that we didn't turn back or flinch with our eyes fixed on the horizon. We carried this great gift of spirit of our freedom fighters, spirit of service and sacrifice, and it's delivered it safely into the future generation. We must pledge once more to march into the future, that we shall always march ahead. Zambia cannot turn back to inconch of the struggle for freedom. Not with so much work to be done, not with so many children to educate, with a badly beaten economy to fix, so many families to protect, and in the words of the scriptures, hold firmly with waving of the hope that we confess. Be that change.
The cruelty of man towards man and injustice, these tragedies must end. And to change them, we must change first. We must care for the vulnerable and protect people from life's worst hazards and misfortune. We must harness new ideas, initiatives, enterprise, and insistence on hard work and personal responsibility. For these are the building blocks in our character. Our job is easier now because our freedom fighters gave it all for us. We draw strength from their example and hold firmly to the words of the prophet Isaiah. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. We must honor those who walked so we could run. We must run so our children can soar. And we must not grow weary, for we believe in God and we believe in this country's promise of democracy and freedom. Be that change.
Praise be to God. Bless our great nation. Free may we stand under the flag of our land, Zambia. Praise to thee, all one, strong and free.
Sharing is caring, but love is everything. So be that change you want to see in society, whether big or small, for we are in this together. May God bless Zambia and
The rest of the world.